I'm trying testing my screen. Oh, but I guess it's not gonna work actually. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I guess I would like to get started today for our 4 Modern Languages International Festival. Here is a tentative agenda for today. French Culture by Professor Pascal. Hispanic Language and Cultural Review by me. Olga Nava presentation on Shakira. And then Nicole Brown is going to tell us a little bit about the books in Spanish in the library. Then closing remarks. And then we invite you to visit the students' works in the back, as well as from the students from the Hispanic Cultural Club. Okay, so let's see. Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Yesenia Chavez. I teach Spanish here. We are the Modern Language Department. We teach Spanish and also French, okay? See your classes on the college registration. Registration is now open for the summer 2023. We also sponsor the Hispanic Cultural Club, and we also participate in the Hispanic Heritage Month Committee. Here is our flyer for the classes. We teach Spanish 1411, 1412, 2311, and 2312. We also teach French 1411, 1412, 2311, and 2312. Okay, here is a flyer for the club and for the classes. Currently, we will need 3 officers for the fall semester for the Hispanic Cultural Club. So far we got a vice president, president, and a secretary. But we still need 3 more in case that you're interested. Please let me know, okay? So if you're interested, please email me, and there is my email. You already know me. You're my student. Okay, so I guess we're going to start with learning about the French culture by Professor Pascal. She couldn't be here today, unfortunately, but she sent me the video, and hopefully the video link works. Okay, we're going to try it.
Bonjour. Today, I'm not going to talk to you about France, but rather I will talk to you about the impact of the French language and the French culture in the world today. The language that we use and the cultural baggage that goes with it is the software that runs through your brain. There's always going to be affinity between disparate people who speak the same language. On the simplest level, it's easier for people to listen to music or watch movies where everyone speaks the same language. On a slightly deeper level, if you're a company based in France, it's far easier for you to use audio, literature, and sell material to sell something 1,000 miles away in Canada, for example, than it is to try and sell things in English. So today, I'm going to introduce you to La Francophonie. And La Francophonie, you have here logo of the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie. And we're going to ask the question, La Francophonie, qu'est-ce que c'est? So it's the people, organizations, and governments that use French on a regular basis. In 1880, it's Olivier Reclus who coined the term francophonie. The need was to connect French-speaking nations and peoples. He tried to weave together the disparate strands of French language, French culture, and French governance. So the questions that we're going to ask is how many French speakers are there? Where is French spoken? How many French-speaking countries are there? And in which international organizations is French an official language? This is a map of the Francophone world where there are 56 États et gouvernements membres de l'Organisation internationale de la francophonie and 14 observateurs. So you've got the members, the states and the government and the observers. Francophonie in numbers. French is the fifth most spoken language. 300 million people across 5 continents are native French speakers. French is the official language in 32 states, including 59% in Africa. By 2050, it is estimated that there will be 750 million native French speakers worldwide. Where is French spoken? French is spoken officially in 33 countries. That is to say that there are 33 countries in which French is either the official language or one of the official languages. This number is second only to English, which is spoken officially in 45 countries. French and English are the only languages spoken as a native language on 5 continents and the only languages spoken in every country in the world. How many French speakers are there? According to La Francophonie government, 270 million Francophones speak French as a native or adopted language, and they speak French fluently and use it on a regular basis. There are 150 million in Africa, less than 100 million in Europe, 20 million from the Americas and the Caribbean, 2.5 million in the Middle East and Asia, and 1 million in the South Pacific. It is important to note that there are about 100 to 110 million students of all ages. They do not live in a Francophone country, but have learned or are learning French in order to communicate with Francophones. Where is French spoken? French is the official language of France and it's spoken as well as spoken in other countries. They are Benin, Burkina Faso, Democratic Republic of Congo, Republic of Congo, Ivory Coast, Gabon, Chile, Luxembourg, Mali, Monaco, Niger, Senegal, and Togo. We're going to talk about the French territories, which are called the DOM-TOM. DOM stands for Overseas Department, and TOM stands for Overseas Territory. In the DOM, you've got French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Réunion. In the top, you have French Polynesia, New Caledonia, Wallis and Futuna, French Southern and Antarctic land, and you have territorial collectivities such as Saint-Pierre and Miquelon and Mayotte. French is also the official language of certain regions of multilingual countries such as Switzerland, Canada, and Belgium. In many countries, French plays an important role either as an administrative, commercial, or international language, or simply due to a significant French-speaking population. The countries of Algeria, Andorra, Argentina, Brazil, Cambodia, Cape Verde, Dominica, where they speak the French dialect, Egypt, Greece, Grenada, Guinea-Bissau, India, Italy, Laos, Lebanon, Mauritania, Mauritius, Morocco, Poland, Saint Lucia, Syria, Trinidad and Tobago, Tunisia, United States, and Vatican City and Vietnam. French is an international language, not only because it's spoken in dozens of countries, but because it is an official working language in international organizations such as the African Union, Amnesty International, the Council of Europe, the European Commission, Interpol, the International Criminal Court, the International Olympic Committee, the International Organization for Standardization, the International Red Cross and Red Crescent, Médecins Sans Frontières, NAFTA, NATO, OECD, UN, WHO, and WTO. As a conclusion, by 2015, Africa could count 85% of the Francophone world, with a potential of 750 million speakers. French will remain one of the top 5 widely spoken languages in the world. Presently, it ranks 5 behind Arabic with 300 million, English with 335 million, Spanish with 440 million, and Mandarin with 848 million. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Professor Pascal. She teaches French. And hopefully my PowerPoint presentation is back. Oh yes, here it is. Okay, so now we're going to take a little look at that short video by Professor Dustin Hixenberg and Luis Reyes. They're going to be talking a little bit about the importance of the Hispanic culture in the United States, okay? It's like a little preview for my actual presentation today.
Okay, welcome to our presentation. Today we want to talk a little bit about the importance of culture. And today we have superintendent with us, Dustin and Luis. They will give us their opinion about the importance of Hispanic culture in the United States and audience of the class. Thank you. And who would like to start? Luis, okay.
I can kick it off like that. So thank you again for having us present. It's always a pleasure. And this is something that for the last several years, I started getting involved with Hispanic Heritage Month. And yes, I did spend a lot of time too. I thought about what it means to be Hispanic and the importance of that. So I guess to start, number one, what is the influence, importance, and I think it starts with, again, how our country has changed in the last several decades. It's one of the Hispanic people, Mexico, Guatemala, South America, you name it. This population continues to grow. It is becoming a big part of the nation, United States. Texas, especially, is a very prominent cultural, a lot of different cultures and people living there all together. It's just a fast growing population. So you see it everywhere, and as the population becomes more diverse, Texas in the US, I think it's number one, that alone is really important. It's a, rich history of different kinds of people. And as more as I get to know different kinds of people that identify and see that diversity there, I think it's important that we learn who we are, because I feel like personally, helping me understand a little bit more of who I am as well. Somebody who grew up here, that yes, I was introduced with this culture by my family and go visiting where my parents are from. But it's nice to interact with people from, yes, where my parents are from, but also different parts of the world. You can see that it's not a monolithic entity, or it's not a monolithic culture of people. Very diverse with a lot of history, a lot of stories. And not just, again, it's just start with Hispanic people history, but everybody. I think as a nation, as a people, we should all of us learn more about each other. And that's how we grow as individuals, regardless of culture and whatnot. I think it makes us, it broadens our minds, and we share different perspectives. So that's a little bit of why I think it's important.
Thank you, Mr. Jose, this important news. Next time, question. Thank you. Dustin, Martin, thank you.
It's my turn. I'm not Hispanic. And so I think I do see learning about Hispanic culture from a different perspective. For me, it's still very close. I was interested in learning about other people. I started taking Spanish classes when I was in 8th grade. It's a long time ago now. I ended up majoring in Spanish as a graduate, traveling with it, and working with Spanish language stuff when I was doing my master's and just my PhD. But when I think about this question, I think about the first job I had at college. I was teaching high school English on the border. I lived in McAllen and taught in La Jolla, a little town just to the west of McAllen, and is right on the Mexican border. And my job was to teach British literature. So it's all created English. And so I rolled into that class where we talk about Shakespeare and Chaucer and Virginia Woolf. And I just realized that I used to do that, of course, but there was so much that they brought to the class that was outside of this like Anglo and white, culture. That was really interesting. And I just found that I got to know my students better, I got to know my colleagues better. When it was a teacher, I was open to their extent what they wanted to express in their identities. And so you ask the question why it's important to bring Hispanic cultures or Latino cultures into the classroom. I think it's for a lot of reasons. One of those is because education is a place where people figure out who they are and what they're going to do in the world. And I really believe that people should be themselves and should figure out how to be themselves and make their way in the world. The classroom is a great place to do that. And I think of people like me who are not Hispanic, but feel very fortunate to been able to spend so many years studying Spanish and just learning about the to Latino country or American countries. Just very into we feel so fortunate to have these experiences because I think I better citizen of the world too with my understanding of myself and country and students and my family and friends. It's just better because I move forward than what I learned living something different as a person in states where Hispanic culture was tolerated the way it is here.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay. So let me close those. And hopefully my PowerPoint is somewhere in there. Okay. So now it's my presentation. Here it is, what the moment you were waiting for. Hispanic Culture Overview by Yesenia Chavez. So in this class, in this presentation, we support the inclusion of the culture in Spanish language learning classes because of the following reasons. And of course, there are more. These are only some that I found out while I was doing my research, okay? Number one, There is a possible relationship between the student's cultural identity and language learning. And number two, there could be a relationship between language and cultural identity. Number three, it could improve the student's social skills. Number four, it could help promote the idea of belonging to a social group. Number five, it could motivate students to learn more about other cultures and languages. Number six, it could aid language learning at the semantic and pragmatic level, which is grammar and meaning. It could also motivate students to learn more about real people and real places that are part of a different culture. Number eight, you may have a student with a different cultural identity than your own in your class. Even here today, each of you will have a different cultural identity. It could also improve the teaching skills of the professor who use them. It could be part of the teaching curriculum in language learning, which is in my case, okay? And here are my references. So we support the following three theories about language and culture learning in class. Language is part of culture. Language conveys culture. Language changes according to attitudes and beliefs, okay? There are more than 160 definitions of culture. Today, for this presentation, it means self-categorization or a sense of belonging to any given group, according to several classifications. Those classifications may include ethnicity, language, religion, etc. Or cultural identity may change through lifespans. The behaviors may reflect their experiences and responses to the world in a given society from birth to death. The society includes the individual itself, the community he or she belongs, the academic instruction or workplace where the students or the persons belongs to. And these are based on Graham Simpson's 2017, Suehua 2014, and Guo and Jamal 2007. Okay, so what is a Latino or Hispanic person? What is it? I'll give you several definitions today, and hopefully that way you have a better understanding of that. A Hispanic person is anybody from the Americas or Spain who speaks Spanish or there are descendants from any country where Spanish is spoken. However, a Hispanic or Latino person may speak or not the Spanish language. This terminology started in the 1970s in the United States in the US Census. It refers to persons who have Puerto Rican descent, Mexican, Mexican-American, or Cuban-American descent. That was the original idea from the census in the 1970s. A Latino person is anybody with a Latin American descent, but also includes the Portuguese and Haiti, but it excludes Spain. In other words, it is related with the Romance languages they speak, either Spanish or Portuguese, okay? So we also have other terminologies: Chicano, Latinx, Latine, Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino, or any other, see? I don't have time to go in detail to each of those, but in this presentation, Hispanic or Latino is a person who identified themselves as so in the United States Census. Is from where the Spanish is the official language for Spain, which is about 21 countries, which are Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Equatorial Guinea, Guatemala, Honduras, México, Nicaragua, Panamá, Paraguay, Peru, Spain, Uruguay, Venezuela, and Puerto Rico. It is also a person who lives in the United States but may or may not speak Spanish, also from that country. That person may be a first immigration like me, which I came from Mexico. He could be a person born here in the United States, which is a second generation, like my son, he was born here in the United States, or a third generation Hispanic where his or her grandparents immigrated to the United States from any of those countries mentioned above, okay? It can also include all the terms mentioned above, okay? However, many Hispanic or Latinos prefer their terminology from their country, like Mexican, Salvadorian, Cuban, Venezuelan, etc. Okay. So Hispanic population in the United States. Nowadays, most of the people in the United States were from Mexican or Mexican-American descent, Puerto Rican, Salvadorian, and Cuban, and Dominican Republic. Most of Hispanics who got a college degree at the national level are from Spain, which is the first place on getting people with college degrees. Venezuela, number 2. Argentina, number 3. Colombia, number 4. Peru, number 5, and so forth. Cuba, Ecuador, Dominican Republic, and Mexico were the number 9, and Honduras, number 10. Most of the educated Hispanics or Latinos live in the following cities in the United States. In Miami, which is the number one, Washington, D.C., number two, Orlando, Boston, and San Francisco. That's where more Hispanics who get a college degree, bachelor's degree or higher, that's where they live, okay? So we're a very diverse population, including social, economic, and geographical differences. However, we also share several cultural commonalities, like the Spanish language, with some difference, of course, in vocabulary especially, several festivities or holidays, religion, family importance, food or love for music, etc. However, we also share following values. We can succeed in life if we work hard. We have very high aspirations in life. We are experts in overcoming obstacles in life. We are very confident about our futures. So the population across the nation and at the local level, okay? In Pasadena, Texas, Hispanics population, we're now more than 70% of the population, which is very surprising. In San Jacinto College, we're about 60% of Hispanic or Latino population. In Houston, we are more than 50%. In Texas, we're about 40% of the population. And at the national level, we're about 20%, okay? So let's see what's next. Education, yes. So how are Latinos getting a college degree, which is you? Many of you are Latinos here in the classroom today, as I am speaking. Unfortunately, the bachelor's degree percentages by Hispanics in the United States is very low. In Texas is less than 20%. And unfortunately, that is also the case for Houston, Texas, in the United States, in Pasadena, Texas. And in San Jacinto College, we don't really collect the data because the college offers an associate's degree, okay? So we can still have room in there for improvement. More college students who are Hispanic, we can get them to get more bachelor's degree, okay? Now let's talk a little bit about the Spanish language. The Spanish by region, in the Houston, Texas region, about 80% of Hispanics or Latinos speak Spanish, which is great. Hispanics in the United States, about 60% of Latinos in the United States also speak Spanish. Hispanics in Texas, about 30% of us speak Spanish, who are considered Latinos. And we don't have that information for Pasadena, Texas, or for the college, because the college, unfortunately, doesn't collect that data. I was surprised to find that out. Hopefully in the future, they do that. So now, most foreign-born people in Pasadena is from Mexico, which is the number one country, India, number two country, and El Salvador is the number three country. Therefore, we assume the most spoken language in Pasadena, Texas, and San Jacinto College are as follows. Number one is English. Number two, Spanish from Mexico. Number three is Hindi. And number four is Spanish from El Salvador, okay? And this is according to the population numbers. Yay, so in April the 23rd, we celebrate the Day of El Español, Spanish Language Day. Spanish Language Day was created by UNESCO in 2010. That is the day that Miguel Cervantes died, the writer of Don Quixote de la Mancha. Nowadays, more than 500 million people in the world speak Spanish. So if you're speaking Spanish, you're learning Spanish, you're one of those, okay? Number three, Spanish is the second language in the United States and the third on the internet. Number four, 6 states in the United States have Spanish names: California, Florida, Arizona, Nevada, Montana or Montana, and Colorado. Okay? Number 5, Spanish is the official language in 21 countries. Number 6, Spanish is spoken in the United States in 1514. And number 7, Mexico is the number 1 country of Spanish speakers, and the United States were the 2nd country in the world with the Spanish speakers by numbers, okay? Number 8, Spanish has more than 90,000 words. Number 9, the most important book in Spanish is Don Quixote de la Mancha. Other very famous writers in Spanish include Isabel Allende, Julia Alvarez, Miguel Garcia Marquez, and Jorge Luis Borges, etc. Number 11, top 3 movies in Spanish in the United States, Directions Not Included, Faunos Laberinto, and Like Water for Chocolate. Later on, Nicole is going to be telling you a little bit about that, as now in the library, we will have a section in Spanish with some very famous books, okay? Next item. Yay. So now I'm going to be telling you a little bit about some important Hispanics. In my class, we saw a video about the top 100 Hispanics or Latinos. And this is what I created a little bit, 4 things about a person. The students and club members created some posters in the back. So after the presentations, you're welcome to take a look at those. Today, I'm gonna be talking to you about 4 cosas on Sonia Sotomayor and Cesar Chavez, okay? And I'm gonna read it in Spanish because you can read the part in English, okay? 4 cosas about Sonia Sotomayor. Juez de la Corte Suprema de Estados Unidos, la primera hispana y la tercera mujer en ese puesto. Su familia es de Puerto Rico. Asistió a la Universidad Princeton. Y ahora César Chávez. César Estrada Chávez, 4 cosas. Luchó por mejores sueldos y los derechos de los trabajadores agrícolas en los Estados Unidos. Luchó para concientizar sobre los pesticidas en California, Texas, Arizona y Florida. Barack Obama declaró el 31 de marzo el Día de César Chávez. Muchos lugares, edificios en California y Texas tienen su nombre. Okay? Yay. So now, Professor Now was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately she couldn't make it. So she sent me the PowerPoint and I recorded the presentation. Okay? Hopefully it works for you. We're going to learn about Shakira. Okay, this is because she's also one important person in the world right now. Okay.
Hello everyone. So presentation of today is about Shakira. It was written by Professor Moreno, but narrated by me. You can see the time. Miss Shakira, she was born on February 2nd, 1972, in Barranquilla, Colombia. She coincides to William and Emilia Torrado. She's known for her very famous music and she grew. She has achieved many other Sasha. She's the founder of Five Foundation of Yes Sasha. Grow to play. She's been writing poetry and work. She's been very dancing and work. She made her first single, Magia was 2014. She recorded the first album of Sophie, but she wasn't really successful. Magia 1991 and Rigo 1993 was a single. And as this in the Colombian TV show called the Oasis in 1993. You look at some pictures. Journey to the Americas. Her album, all the sounds of Rolling was released in 1998 and wrote to 1.1 million people. So, English album in 2001 on the series became the famous t-shirt from the album. She won a Grammy for Best Latin Pop Album in 2001, won an MTV Video Music Award in 2000. Since then, she has collaborated with many US artists, Beyonce, Yvonne, Usher, many more. Continuing her career, in 2005, MTV Video Music Awards, La Cultura was recognized with Shakira, Alejandro Sanz, and Daddy Yankee, which in 2006 was named Album of the Year. In 2008, President Shakira reported on the Maraca's industry. La bicicleta volverá a ganar con el papel de Song of the Year a la Carlos Vives from Colombian Song. 2018, Shakira won the Grammy Award for Best Latin Album of El Dorado. February 24, Shakira gave the Oscar for Super Bowl halftime show, which is available. And by May 2022, the dance competitions for dancing with Shakira and the producer for Great on NBC. With the music world has she developed the voice in communication between characters and moment so she also sung in her. She's created Kids Passport in 1997 and realization of grandpa. For children and care good education. She takes such a music working ambassador, showing that those seeds for her life. Shakira began her own new line, Es by Shakira. Shakira featured as a Kenyan in the King in sport. In 2011, she was appointed the President Obama to the President Advisory Commission on Education for Hispanics. In 2020, Shakira was appointed by the Duke of Cambridge as a board responsible for the technical class. Lately, in 2022, she has won several records, Guinness record, and as she's become very famous of the city that I became. I think she was living in Spain and also in Miami, Florida, United States. Yes, and that concludes the presentation. Thank you very much.
Muy bien, so now let's go to my presentation and see what's next. We saw Shakira. Yeah, so now we got Nicole Brown here in the back. You're welcome to come to the front and tell us a little bit about the books next time. Thank you.
Well, I don't know that much.
Okay, sure.
But basically, Oprah right out and they're in Spanish. So there you go. If you want to read something in Spanish, you can come to the library and check some books out. I have a very small selection here. If you wanted to kind of come through that, yeah, check them out, tell your friends. Check out the book.
Great.
Thank you so much.
And here we got some of my references. But before I close out my presentations today, I would like to do like a little summary. We saw a video by Pascal. We learned about the importance of the Hispanic culture, Latinos in higher education, Spanish language day. We also learned about some important Hispanic leaders, writers, and some movies. I know we had some books in the library. You're welcome to check those out, okay? Before we do the thanks, I would like for us to share 4 things about the presentation today. Hopefully you learned something today. Anyone?
I never really thought to that, the Spanish is not deep. So,
Anybody can do the computer, Latino, Hispanic, Latino, anybody? It's only me. Oh, some of you, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I know, I know, some of you are not Hispanic, but I see you have known the Hispanic culture to our family members, to our friends, and some people. Thank you so much for coming. This concludes my presentation. You're welcome to go to the some of the work facilities, some of the Selena, the Bloodboy, the Boxer, Frida Kahlo, Shakira. I'd like to take a look at the book by before, and please take some precautions. Thank you so much. Okay. And then the students, you can find it, please find it. Thank you. Oh. Nice to see you again. What do you think about the presentation?
Really good time with, some of the,
Me too. Were you able to learn something?
yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
I always wondered what Latinx, because I've been seeing it a lot lately.
Yeah, Latinx is becoming very popular
Yeah.
lately.
Yeah, and I never knew what it meant, and so it was interesting, and then just the statistics of, how many Spanish speakers are, and even just like PM Jack.
Yes, I wanted to show the students that here from here because it's very important.
Yeah,
We don't really know what's going on.
right. Well, I was surprised to find out that there's so many Indian people. in Pasadena.
Right,
That's
yes.
very surprising.
And businesses.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad I came.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, we hope that to see you in the fall semester. We usually have events for the Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah, just send me an email, or do you
Yeah.
have this?
I don't have them with me, but
My card.
yes, please. Thank you. And Julia, thank you so much.
Yeah, I can still get it. I can email you. It's somewhere.